Okay, what is up YouTube? We are back with our first video for a long time. Haven't been doing this, been a bit lazy with YouTube recently, so want to get back into it. Today we're going to be doing another lower body workout. We're going to be focusing on a little bit of plyometrics as normal, a little bit of jump training, and then we're going to do some squats. Not full depth squats because now we're in season, we're not going to be doing as much full depth squats. We're going to just be doing box squats, just like coming down to like about parallel and then coming up from there. Not going to do too much work today. Legs are sore. We've had 2 football matches last week, so that's the first time I've done that. So my legs are pretty knackered. So don't want to be doing too much. And we're also going to talk about in-season training, whether you play football or whatever kind of sport you play, how you can manage your training to help you in your sport when you're in season. Because obviously you don't want to stop training completely in the gym. It's still something you need to be doing, and because it helps you so many different areas. So you want to make sure you're still training in season. So we're going to talk about that, the ways to work around it, what to do, and how it can help you when you're actually playing your sport. So we're just going to get right into it. Start off with some plyometrics, and then we'll go into some jumps. Again, we're not going to do too much today, probably about 4 or 5 minutes of a session today, and then that'll be us. We're not actually going to do too much for a warm, we're just going to go straight into our hops. So these are just nice light ones, we're going to gradually increase intensity as we go. This is basically the warm-up anyway. So just nice light hops, forward, backward, sideways, just in all different angles. Just get the ankles working in different ways, which is important because when you're in sport, that's what's going to happen. Your ankles are going to be in different ways. Obviously these are very light, so they're not too difficult on the legs, but still good to get the nice light ones in so we can build on it for the more intense ones. And because they're nice and light, we can just use it as a warm-up. Instead of having to do an actual warm-up, just use the plyometrics as a warm-up as well. Okay, so now we're going to go into our medium intense plyos. So the way I do it, I've always said it a million times before, we do light, then we do medium, then we do high intense plyos. Today, we're just going to do hops. So it's going to be nice, those light ones we just did, the medium intense ones, just increasing that intensity a little bit compared to them, doing a little bit less reps, and then we're going to go into the high intense hops, which is going to be hops with a tuck, tucking that knee up nice and high, trying to get nice good outputs with that one. Okay, we're not going to do too much volume today, so we're just going to do 2 sets of the medium ones, 2 sets of the high intense ones, and then we're going to go into our jump session, which we'd normally do like a 15-minute jump session, but today we're just going to do like 5 to 10 minutes. We'll just see how we feel, see how the legs are feeling. As I said, nothing too crazy today because we are in season at the moment, so and my legs are tired considering we just had my first game on the Saturday, so we'll just see how we get on. Okay, now we're going to go into high intense ones. Just going to be doing hops with a tuck, try and get as high as we can with these. Okay, we're now on to our jump sessions. We'll finish with the plyometrics. It didn't take too long, just like 5-10 minutes is probably enough for me right now. Just like the light hops is like an easy way to get into it as well. So now we're going to go into our jump session. We normally do like a 15-20 minute kind of jump session, but today we're just going to aim for 10 minutes. So we just set 10 minutes on the clock, just do as many quality jumps as we can. We're going to start nice and low, and we're going to build up into it today. The jump session is a seated box jump, seated double leg jump, sorry. And we're going to be jumping over a hurdle, but if you don't have a hurdle, you can just jump onto a box, or you can just jump up and touch something. Even if you just jump up and touching the wall, just whatever. It doesn't have to be anything specific, just something to drive that intent. Because when you're doing jumps, that intent is the most important thing. You need to be, if you're doing a jump session, you can't just be going through the motions. It can't just be like you're not jumping to touch anything or jump over something, because then the jump session just ends up being crap. You're not actually getting the good outputs that you want. So when you're trying to do proper jumps, you want to get good outputs, you need to have something to drive that intent. So that's why I like the hurdle, because I want to jump over the hurdle, and I know what height I've done before, I want to beat that height every session. So you need that kind of challenge yourself, kind of compete with yourself in the session to make it interesting, to make it actually get the change you want in your body. So we're going to do that today. Then we're also going to we'll talk about in-season training too. We'll do that in between, but we weren't doing squats. We'll just get into our jump session now. Normally just do like 2 jumps at one height and then just put it up, 2 more jumps, put it up, 2 more jumps, put it up, until we're at a decent height. I like to normally do like 2 jump sessions a week, one more force based, like today it's more a force based session. We're not actually like getting that plyometric work. So like the plyometric is like when you're dropping from something and trying to rebound up over something, or trying to rebound off the floor and up or forward. But with this one, it's more force based. We're not getting that stretch reflex in. We're not like using too much eccentric. It's more just concentric with this one. So I like to do like a little bit one force based session like this, and then one more plyometric session like hurdle jumps or like a depth jump. That's kind of the way I like to do it with my sessions, just so we're getting a good overall different kind of jumps each week, rather than just like the same ones of just like, because they're both important. Like you also need those plyometric jumps to make you more like elasticy, and these are more kind of force based. So we're trying to be nice and powerful from like almost like a sitting position, or just like we're just trying to be powerful in the concentric. But when you're doing like the plyometrics, it's more you're getting a good eccentric, and then you're trying to be using that like force to help you propel yourself up in the concentric part. So that's why I like to do a variation of both, 2 different jump sessions a week. Fair, that's a decent height for me compared to what I normally do, so I'm not too sure what my best is because it's actually on my phone, but I'm using my phone for the camera, so I can't really check it. But I think that's close, so we're going to go a little bit higher, especially with the seated one, because obviously it's more difficult because you're just trying to be nice and quick concentrically, and you've got to come from a seated position. But we're going to go a little higher, see how we get on. Okay, pretty decent overall. Not the best jump session I've ever done, but good to get a good 10 minutes in. My legs don't actually feel as tired as I thought they would. I'm guessing that's because I've been doing a lot of strength training. Like I haven't missed an actual session. I've been doing like 2 lower body days and a speed day for the last like 6-7 weeks, and I haven't like missed a session. So that's 100% helped, I think, because normally after a game on the Monday, my legs are cooked and they're dying. They're so sore, especially after having played for so long. So quite happy with how they're feeling actually. So maybe that is the thing, like strength training is so important. That's why you need to be doing it in season. I'll clear this up, we'll get into the squats, and we'll talk about more about how important strength training is in season and how you can work around it. Okay, we're now on to our squats, and we're going to do box barbell back squats. So we're just not getting as low into it. We're trying to get to like, trying to pick a box where it's like parallel, so when we get down, our hips are in line with our bum, our bum's in line with our hips are in line with our knees, sorry. And we're going to come up from there, try to be nice and explosive. So sometimes I actually think it's a good idea to have something to like touch, so you know how much depth you're trying to get. Like obviously, sometimes you want to get full depth. It's nice to have like, I don't even know, a medicine ball there, so you can like kind of touch the medicine ball, so you know that you're actually getting the depth that you want. Sometimes it's a good idea if you're struggling to get that depth. But for this one, like I don't want to go too low into it for this session. Sometimes it's just nice to mix it up. I've been doing a lot of barbell back squats recently. Just like deep ones, so sometimes it's nice to mix it up. These are a little bit easier on the legs. You can also get a little bit heavier, so it's nicer, get a little bit more output into it. So yeah, it's just changing up different squats is quite nice. We're working up to 130 here. We're going to do 5 reps. We're just going to work up to like a decent weight. I don't know how heavy I can get here, so we're on 130 now. I think that'll be fine for 5 reps, especially at this with this range of motion we're doing, and then we will put on a little bit more weight, see how we feel, and just keep going till it's difficult, and then we'll stop and go into RDLs. First harder than I thought, but we'll go up to 140. Should we manage that fine? Yeah, so if you play a sport, football, any kind of team sport, and you're in season, it's so important that you don't stop strength training, plyometric training, jump training. This is the best stuff to do to help prevent injuries, get you stronger, and naturally you'll recover better from your matches, from your training, if you're stronger. It can be difficult to keep going, obviously, because you've got a lot of games, a lot of training, and you might not have enough time to do it, but it's so important to do it, like not just from a performance benefit, from like an injury prevention benefit, like keeping you strong, keeping you powerful. It's something that you need to be doing. Don't want to do too much in season in the weight room, but it's still important to get work done. I say like 2 hard sets is enough to do Like with the squats, I'm just going to do 2 hard sets of this, and that is more than enough you need to do. You don't need to be doing like 5 by 5, because that's just going to trash your legs. You're not going to be able to train properly, you're not going to be able to play properly. You just need to do enough in the gym that you're managing to not even just maintain your strength, you still want to improve on your strength. And sometimes honestly doing 2 hard sets once or twice a week, if you're at the right intensity, is actually enough to build strength. There's a lot of you don't need that much volume to build strength, because you're also doing a lot of running, a lot of sprinting when you're playing and when you're training. That still builds the legs a little bit. Obviously not in the same way as weight training does, but it still helps build the legs. So you don't need to do that much in the weight room, but it's so important that you do something. So as I said, 2 hard sets on squats once or twice a week, or 2 hard sets on any kind of compound exercise is enough. Obviously do your warm-up sets, smash 2 really good sets, and that's going to be enough to maintain / build strength. It'll be nice, it'll be slow, you'll build strength really slow, but when you're in season, that's all you need to do. You're not looking to break records, you just want to get in the gym, get a good workout in, and then get out. So yeah, 2 hard sets is what I would say for most people. Each session, you don't really need to do more than that. And yeah, you need to just be consistent with it. Even if you only go once a week to the gym, that's enough. Just keep doing something when you're in season. You don't want to stop completely, because that's when you're going to start getting injuries. That's when you're going to start getting weaker. That's when you're going to stop being explosive, and you're going to be slower, and it's not going to be good. So you want to make sure you're doing at least 1 to 2 sessions a week. If you can do more, then great, do more. Ideally, be looking to do 3 or 4, but if you're struggling with time, or you just don't want to do any more, at least get 1 or 2 sessions in a week, and keep going with that. Keep doing that. 2 hard. Just think of it like 2 hard sets is all you need to do. Do some plyometrics, do a little jump session, just to keep that power. You need to be keeping that power too. So plyometrics and a little jump session, even 1 a week, is going to keep that power going. For the strength, squats, trap bar deadlift, normal deadlift, any compound to lower body exercise, just do 2 hard sets. Even if you do that once a week, that'll help maintain / build strength. And then do some accessories, work on the stuff that you get injured in. If you get calf injuries often, do some calf raises, bent knee and straight legged. If you get hamstring injuries, make sure you do your RDL, some Nordics, or any kind of hamstring exercise, seated hamstring curl. If you get groin injuries, make sure you're doing groin exercises. Just little things like that, even once a week, is going to help you massively in season for a performance benefit and an injury prevention benefit. So yeah, if you're in season athlete, make sure you're still strength training, make sure you're still doing plyometrics, and also you should be doing at least 1 sprint session, even if it's every 2 weeks. Do 1 sprint session, even if it's just 5 sprints. You don't need to do that many sprints either to maintain the sprinting ability, because you're also doing sprints when you're playing football or doing whatever sport you're doing. They will mainly be acceleration sprints. So if you're actually going to do a sprint session, you should be focusing on top end sprints. So let's say top end speed sprints, so flying 10s, just do 5 or 6 of them, set up 30 meters, find a part somewhere 30 meters, run quite fast for 20 meters, and then for the last 10 meters you will be pedaling it as fast as you can. You will be hitting your top speed for the last 10 meters. Do that once a week, 6 times. Even if it's once every second week, is enough to keep your speed up as well, because that's also very important. If you've only got 2 times a week in the gym, make sure 1 of them is focused on strength, like plyometrics, jumps and strength training. And then if you want to do another one, you could either do a speed session, just 5 or 6 full out sprints, or you could do another strength session. And make sure, as I said, 2 hard sets of failure is all you need. Okay, we're going to go into 140 squats. Aim for 5 again, see how we feel. We're trying not to rebound too much off the box. I think it's too easy to bounce off the box and come back up again. We're going to try to do that as minimal as possible, but because we don't want that too much help from the box. Maybe you should get a sturdier thing to use here, because then you can't bounce up as much, because this one gives a little bit of give. It means I can bounce up a little bit, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, that was difficult. I think we'll just do 1 more set of that, and that'll be us done with squats. So we're going to go into this last set of this. This is our second hard set of these, 140 for 5 reps. strap wasn't on very well on the right one. Left one was perfect, but this one wasn't very good, so my hands was kind of going with this one. That was 120 for 5. It's not amazing, but we'll take that. We're going to do one more set of this, and that is going to be us for the sesh. Okay, cool, and that is us for the session. So that was a really good session. Actually, it's good to get back into doing YouTube videos too. Quite enjoy talking to the camera and sharing my ideas with you. Yeah, so in season, as I said, make sure you're doing strength training as much as you can. Just 2 hard sets of failure is all you need. You don't even need that long in the gym. 4 or 5 minutes is long enough each session. But yeah, also this was a good session. Like, plyometrics were good. The jump session was actually pretty good as well. And the squats, quite happy to get 140 for those box squats. Probably could have went a little bit heavier, but I'll take that for today. And the RDLs weren't too bad either. But yeah, it's good. That's kind of session you need to do. Some little plyometrics, a little bit of jumps, some heavy squats, some heavy RDLs. That's all you need. You don't need to do tons and tons of exercises. Just make sure the exercises that you do, you perform them at a good intensity and you're giving your all for them. And that's all you need. Like 2 or 3 exercises a session is probably enough, especially strength exercises, and then the jumps and plyos as well on top of that. But yeah, overall good session. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.